Hi everyone, welcome to class. My name is Kate and I'm an English teacher here on Verbling. And today's class is for intermediate to advanced students. It's a class about English idioms, specifically idioms related to travel. All right, so we have tons of idioms in English and it's hard to know how to group them. So today's topic is something sort of fun and light. It's about travel-related idioms. So welcome, Andre.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well, and you?
And I'm fine as well. Are you still in the USA?
Nope, I'm in Barcelona again.
Okay.
I'm back home.
How long did it take you? Did it take you to fly from your city to Barcelona?
Let's see. I flew from Washington to London, and London to Barcelona. So maybe like, I think the flight, if it's a direct flight, is like 7 or 8 hours, I think. So it's long, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
From my city to Barcelona, it is approximately 6 hours.
Really? Wow, I didn't realize it was that far.
Yes, it is hard because I am in the middle of Russia. My country is a bit huge.
Yeah, I always forget how big Russia is.
Yes.
It's huge.
Whenever I want to fly, whether it is Spain or Italy or Asia, which is a different direction, it takes about 6 hours.
Wow, so like pretty much anywhere in Europe?
Yes, and even in Asia.
And even in Asia, yeah. And have you traveled to Asia before?
Yes, but I went a bit far, and it took me 12 hours. It was on Bali.
It took you 12 hours.
Yes.
Goodness,
11 or 12 hours.
And where did you say you went?
Bali.
To Bali. Oh, that's very cool. I would like to go there.
Yes, it is worth going.
It's worth going?
Yes, definitely.
So
when I traveled to all the countries I want to travel, after I've done it, I will fly to Bali again.
Okay, and what other countries are on your list of places to travel?
Paris, Germany, I think. I don't, maybe the USA, but I'm not sure. But,
That would be a long flight for you.
Yes, but Mexico maybe will be the second.
To Mexico.
Mexico, yes, it is the next mine.
Very cool.
The next country I want to travel.
I've actually never been to Mexico, even though the US is so close.
Yeah, why?
I don't know. I want to very badly. So I think soon it's on my list as well. And why are you interested in going there?
I have a friend there. He is Mexican. We met in the internet. He learned Russian, and I helped him a bit. And I think it would be nice to see him in person.
Wow, that would be very cool. And so did you help him because you were trying to learn Spanish or just for fun?
I helped for fun for the first time, but then I started learning Spanish, but I am not fluent in it.
So you speak some, so you could travel and get by.
Yes. When I was in Spain, I spoke a bit Spanish. Like
I didn't know you worked in Spain.
I went to Spain.
Ah, when you went to Spain, okay.
Yes, this summer. I spent about 2 weeks there, and I could speak some simple sentences and ask simple questions like ¿Dónde está la Sagrada Familia? Or stuff like that.
So you were able to get around.
Yes.
Good. Great. Well, that's cool that you've traveled so much and that you like traveling so much.
Yeah. By the way, Odi is from Indonesia, and he is going to work in Bali.
Oh, really?
Hi, Odi.
Hi, Andre.
Hi, Adi.
Hi.
Hi, Kain.
Andre was just telling me that his one of his favorite places he went to was Bali. And you're
Yeah,
going to work there?
yeah, because I come from Indonesia and I want
Mm-hmm.
to move to Bali. It's in Jakarta. It's very crowded. I want to move to
Mm-hmm.
Bali.
Mm-hmm. That's nice. Isn't Bali pretty full of people all the time too, though? Or not as much?
It not that much because it's just some place that full of tourists. I mean, there's a lot of people, but it's for tourism, not for work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's
So
more
it's not too crowded.
relaxed. Everyone's happy.
More relaxed. Yes, everyone happy. Jakarta, everyone are in rush every day in the morning. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
in rush,
Mm-hmm.
go to work, and then traffic jams in the morning and the afternoon. Chaos, very chaos in Jakarta. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What, what,
Okay.
what what I was surprised about Bali, it is that a lot of people speak Russian there.
Do they?
Yes,
Interesting. Is that
because
true?
there are a lot of Russian tourists, and
Okay.
it is uh, it is very profitable to accompany tourists to see the places.
Mm-hmm. It
Um,
seems like there are a lot of Russian tourists in Spain as well.
yeah, it
Yeah.
seems like there
They're
are a lot
everywhere.
of everywhere.
You guys are
Yeah,
taking
that's right.
over.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Every food from around the world are in Bali. There is made from around the world. In Jakarta
Yeah.
also.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. All right. So, what we've been talking about is right on topic. So, the idioms we'll be looking at and learning and discussing today are all travel related. So, travel related idioms. I'm not sure if we're waiting on other students. Do you guys know? Or was it just the two of you who reserved the class? Let's see. No, we
Sometimes
should be.
people
It
sometimes
says
people
there's,
reserve, but they
yeah.
want to.
Okay, it said there were 7 reservations. So, all right. Okay, so I think we'll get started then. So basically, what we're going to do today is uh, look at some of these idioms in context. So we'll introduce them. We'll look at them in sentences. I'll have you read the sentence and try to fill in the appropriate word to complete the idiom. And then we'll practice using them in speaking. So even though it feels like we're diving right into an exercise, don't worry if you don't know the answers or whatever. It's basically for you to learn them for the first time in context. All right, so let me share my screen with you so you can see what I mean. All right, can you all see this?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, again, this exercise is about idioms and other expressions that are used for talking about travel and holidays. Travel and holidays. So hopefully a light, fun topic. And we can maybe continue our discussion about places we've traveled at the end of class using some of the idioms we've learned. I think that would be a perfect way to end our class. So, Adi, can you read the instructions for me?
Complete each idiom in bold with an appropriate word from A, B, or C. Its idiom is explained in italics after each sentence.
Great. Okay. So basically, you have choices, right? You have a blank and you have choices. And then at the end, right, the thing in bold is the idiom. At the end of the sentence, you have a definition, right? And so if you know, that's great. If you can figure out what the word is from the context, that's great too. And otherwise, you can just take a guess because this is just to introduce these idioms again. So let's see. Andre, why don't you read the first sentence and tell me what you think should go in the blank?
Okay. We stayed in a wonderful hotel just a stone's throw from the beach.
Perfect. Okay, so had you heard that one before?
No. I
It was
just
just a lucky guess.
I just thought about the idea of this idiom, like you throw a stone, it is like a distance. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Great. Perfect. Okay. Excellent. So something that's a stone's throw away or a stone's throw from something else means it's very close. It's very near. Okay. Adi, why don't you read number 2?
The motorway is the quickest way of getting from Paris to Marseilles. I don't know how to pronounce Marseilles, but many drivers prefer to take the slower blank route, Scenic Route.
Scenic. Yep. The scenic route.
Scenic,
Okay. And so,
yes,
Adi, what is the scenic route?
a road that goes through an area of natural beauty, such as mountain, countryside, and etc.
Good. Okay. Great. Um, Good. So yes, so the scenic route is something you'll hear about, when it's basically in choices like this. We can either take the highway or we can take the scenic route. Okay? An expression related to usually to driving when you're on a road trip and trying to decide which way to go. And welcome, aka Ken. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. So we're talking about idioms and expressions related to travel and holidays.
Okay.
So, aka Ken, do you want to read sentence number 3 and see if you can fill in the appropriate word?
Okay. He's always going on holiday to interesting and exciting places. He's such a globe runner, hopper, trotter. Trotter? I don't know.
Yeah, a
Okay.
globetrotter. A globetrotter. Okay. And so this is like something we call someone who travels a ton, right? Who travels a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, aka Ken, are you a globetrotter?
No.
No,
I'm kind of, neighbor trotter.
a neighborhood trotter.
Yeah.
Okay. You could say a homebody,
A homebody.
someone
Okay.
who likes to stay at home. Are any of you globetrotters, would you say?
I want to be, but I
You
don't
want
have
to be?
enough money
Yeah,
to go
me
frequently.
too. Me too. I'm the same way. I'm the same way. Good. All right, Andre, why don't you read number 4?
Thanks to like budget airlines, it is now possible to get a cheap flight to most European destinations. Destinations very cheap. Cut price.
Yeah, so in this case, this one makes sense, right? Something that's a budget airline means they're cutting their prices. They're a cut price budget airline. Have you ever taken one of these cut price budget airlines?
No,
No,
unfortunately no.
I've taken them, and they're, you get what you pay for. So I'm always happy when they actually land safe and sound. All right, good. And then just I want to mention this. So B, cutthroat is an interesting sort of idiomatic description. Does anyone know what it means to be cutthroat?
I don't know.
It means to be extremely competitive, right? So competitive that you would, not actually, but you would cut someone's throat for what you want, right? So cutthroat is super, super competitive. Just a note, it's something you'll hear quite commonly. All right. Number 5, we have an animal idiom, which are my favorite type of idiom. Adi, can you read this one?
Okay. The hotel used to be the best one on the island, but since a new manager took over last year, it's gone to the blank. Is that gone to the pigs.
Not quite. This one doesn't make a ton of sense. It's gone to the dogs.
Gone to the
Gone to the
dogs.
dogs. Yeah. And
So
so what does it
everybody
mean if we
work.
say something has
So
gone to the dogs?
it means that the decline in quality, it was good, but it's so bad.
Yeah,
That
yeah, exactly. Exactly. So if we say something has gone to the dogs, we mean it's gotten a lot worse, right?
oh,
Surprisingly worse.
oh. I thought that
Okay.
all the people work like a dogs.
That's true. There are a lot of expressions with dogs to work like a
Yeah.
dog, right?
Mm.
A lot of expressions with dogs and cats and pigs. So, all right. AKA Ken, do you want to try number 6?
Okay, the hotel is dirty and uncomfortable. It's a real, a dirty, uncomfortable, and usually cheap hotel. Flip it?
Not quite.
No.
Duck.
Dog house.
The other one.
Hen house.
A hen house. It's a hen house. So, because a hen house, do you guys know what a hen house is?
Yeah,
Kind of chicken
where
house.
hens party.
Exactly, yeah. A hen is the female chicken, right? And so it's where so imagine on a farm where all of the hens are living together, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
how dirty and uncomfortable and small this hotel is,
Mm,
right?
I
So we
see.
say it's a real hen house.
Okay.
Okay, good. Andre, number 7.
If you missed the last bus, you should take a taxi back to the hotel. Don't try to lift. Um,
Do you know what it means to hitchhike?
yes, it is
Okay.
when you stand on the road and you wanna
Yeah.
go for free and you just
And
thumb
so exactly.
a lift.
Exactly, right? You thumb a lift. You put your thumb in the air trying to get a lift, right? Okay, to thumb a lift, to hitchhike. Have you ever thumbed a lift from someone before?
Yes, when I was about 17 years old, I always stayed uh, too late, and I had to thumb a lift
Really?
to go home. Yes,
And how did it go? Was it okay?
yes, I was quite tough person, so I wasn't afraid of anybody.
Okay, good. I think it's different for women, but I would be terrified to try to thumb a lift from
Yeah,
someone.
yes, I think for women it is a bad idea
Yeah,
to thumb lift.
I agree. I agree. All right. Um, good. Adi, let's look at number 8.
Okay, but before that, I have a question. What
Yes,
is hike? It's hike.
hitchhike. Okay.
Yeah, hitchhike.
Um, let's see. Andre, can you explain what hitchhiking is?
Yes,
Yes.
hitchhiking. If you wanna go to city, for example, a city which is
Uh-huh.
quite far away, you go up to the road, you stay on the side, and you pull your arm uh, like in so pull your arm and finger up, so the drivers will see you, and
Oh,
who
okay.
wants to give you a lift, that person will stop and pick you up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Good. Does that make sense?
Yeah, is it yeah, sometimes I did ever see on TV when somebody using it
Yeah.
because it's not common in my country.
It's not common. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I think it's more common in certain places than others, but I think it's not the safest way to travel. Let's just say that. All right. So,
Yes. Okay, number 8.
yes, go
Is that
ahead.
right? Number 8.
Number 8.
I don't I don't like staying in the beach resort. I prefer to go somewhere that's of the uh Of the away from popular area. The tram track.
This one is off the beaten track. Off the beaten track. Yeah. So, so when we say something is off the beaten track, when it's very, it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's really not very commercialized. There aren't a lot of tourists. It's not very crowded. So, for instance, where you live now is kind of the opposite of off the beaten track, right? You're very much on the track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is tramped? Tramped is
tramped. Tramped is like to step on something.
Step on something.
So it doesn't really make sense there.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. AKA Ken, number 9.
Okay, the resort was in the middle of nowhere, so there was nothing interesting to see or do, isolated from any towns, villages, etc.
In the middle of nowhere, absolutely.
Nowhere, yeah.
Good, yeah, in the middle of nowhere. Great. And so, have you ever been to a place where you felt like you were in the middle of nowhere?
Actually, Japan has a small and dense population. Not so many, but when I went to America, yeah, I felt wow, it's in the middle of nowhere.
Really?
Yeah, just
Like
out of town. For me, it's kind of seems like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. And so, in the middle of nowhere and off the beaten track could describe a similar place, but not necessarily, right? But sometimes they describe a similar idea. All right. Good. Andre, number 10.
The brochure said that our hotel was in a peaceful location. It really meant that the hotel was in the Bangkok beyond very remote, a long way from the other between people. Was in the back or beyond?
Good. Yeah, in the back of beyond. In the back of beyond. And this is another way of saying something quite similar, right? In the back of beyond is like it's in the middle of nowhere. It's off the beaten track. Right? So we have a lot of ways of saying this.
So, which is the most isolated land?
I would say probably in the middle of nowhere or in the back of beyond, right? Both of those imply that it's very, very isolated. Whereas something can be off the beaten track and it's not necessarily, extremely isolated. It's just a little bit rugged. It's not as crowded. It's more sort of natural and serene and untouched by people.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so Adi, number 11.
Local restaurants are very cheap, so you won't rob the bank by eating every night.
Not quite. So this one is to break the bank, right? So when you rob the bank, robbing the bank is a different thing, right? It's stealing money from a bank. We use the expression break the bank to mean like to spend a lot of money, to spend a ton of money. And it comes from, did any of you have a piggy bank when you were growing up? Do you know what that is?
I didn't have.
Yes.
Piggy bank, it's like a little animal, and it has an opening in the top, and you put coins in it, right? So you can put things in, but you can't take them out. So the idea is, children save some money like that. And then eventually, if you broke the bank, if you broke the piggy bank, all of the money would come out, and you would presumably spend all of the money. So that's where that idea comes from. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
Yes, it does.
All right, good. Okay, aka Ken, let's look at number 12.
I travel a lot on business, so I seem to spend most of my life living out of a blank to be away from home a lot. Living out of a bag, suitcase, rucksack. Living out of a bag.
We say living
I
out
don't
of a suitcase. Living
suitcase,
out of a
okay.
suitcase. Yeah. So it's quite literally what you think it is, right? So when you're always away from home, when you don't have a permanent place to stay, and you're just sort of, you know, you have your suitcase with you, and that's where all of your possessions are. You're living out of a suitcase. All right. So have you ever had to live out of a suitcase, aka
Yeah,
Ken?
during travel, yeah.
During travel.
Yeah, and living out of a suitcase, yeah.
Okay, good. For a long time or no?
Yeah, I stayed America for 6 months. Yeah, at that
Oh,
time I left
wow.
home. But
That's a really long time. I didn't realize.
but actually I abandoned suitcase in Japan because it's too heavy.
It
So
was too
I
heavy.
bought clothes or something. Yeah, in America actually.
How funny. How funny. All right, very good.
Thank you.
Andre, the next one.
The Varmint tried to uh, shortchange me. The ring cost £2. I gave him £5, and he only gave me £2 back. To
Perfect.
cheat someone by not giving him the correct money in change.
Exactly. Exactly. Perfect. So if you shortchange someone, it means you give them a short amount, too small of an amount of change.
Could you share the link, please?
The link to this document?
Yes.
Yeah, I will share it after. We're not done yet, though.
Oh, okay.
We're not finished.
Some answers. Okay.
We're halfway through. All right. Audie, number 14.
I had I I hadn't been anywhere for years, and suddenly I got
Itchy feet.
itchy feet, and decided to do some traveling. Itchy feet is a desire to travel and see different places.
Yeah, exactly. So if you have itchy feet, it means you can't keep your feet still. You want to travel somewhere, right? You have a desire to travel. So I know Andre has itchy feet, right?
Yes, all the time.
All the time. Adi, do you have itchy feet?
All the time, but my project I cannot leave my project. Yeah,
Yeah,
very itchy feet.
very itchy feet. And AKA Ken, what about you?
I don't like long travel actually, long airplane travel. So
Okay.
yeah, I want to go
So not
somewhere
really.
close to here. Yeah,
Somewhere
near,
close
yeah.
by. Okay,
Yes.
nice. Good, very good. All right. Let us do a few more, and then we'll have a discussion, and we'll try to use these idioms in our discussion about travel. Okay? So, no. Who just did the last one?
Odi.
Adi. Okay, so AKA Ken, you're up.
Okay, I always try to travel blank when I go on a holiday. I usually just take a very small suitcase and nothing else. To take very little luggage with you when you are travel. I always try to travel light, I think.
Good. Yep, to
Yeah.
travel light. To travel light. So when you left Japan,
Yeah.
AKA Ken, you were not traveling light.
Yeah, so I realized, oh, it's too heavy. It's impossible to bring it in America. So I just left the suitcase in Japan. I,
You just left
yeah,
it there.
that happened to me. Yeah, so I traveled light actually.
So you learned your lesson. You learned your lesson to
Yes,
travel
yeah,
light.
definitely.
All right, great. Andre.
When I arrive in a foreign city, I can't wait to run the sites.
Good. Absolutely. Great. And what does it mean?
To go sightseeing.
Yeah. And more common, what you'll hear in the US is to see the sights.
To see the sights.
To see the sights. Yeah. Which
Okay.
is to go sightseeing. Okay, but you're absolutely right. Very nice. Audie, number 17.
One of the biggest problems anyone faces when they travel abroad is culture shock,
Mm-hmm.
confusion of or anxiety that travelers experience when visiting a different country.
Yes, good. Um, so have you ever felt culture shock, Audie?
Yes, it's not to I don't need to go to different country to culture shock. I go to the east of Indonesia and a culture shock.
Really? It's very
Yeah,
different?
it's very different. It's like in the middle of nowhere because I don't have any internet connection, and then
Mm,
uh, I have to go to go to another nearby city. I have to use airplane. It's a culture shock because I have to use airplane a lot
uh-huh.
in
Uh-huh.
Sulawesi.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the rest of you? Have you experienced culture shock?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm. When you were in the
Ki-
US?
yes, I kind of not only the culture shock, it's kind of medical system pretty different from here, Japan to US, you know. US doesn't have a, you
Mm-hmm.
know, kind of, how can I say, universal healthcare.
Of course,
It's
yeah, we
very
have a lot of
complicated.
issues with that. It's quite
Yeah.
complicated.
So yeah, I
So
was
you had some
confused about
issues
that.
with
Yeah.
that?
Not so big issue, but I have to be careful about going to the hospital in the US because of the
Right.
cost. Yeah.
Of course, it would be very expensive.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Andre, what about you?
Mm, I don't really have the culture shock, but once when I was in Bali, there were a big group of Chinese tourists, and what I learned about Chinese, they are so loud. I was shocked how loud they could be because I've never seen them before.
Wow, okay. So, it wasn't really culture shock, but it was a cultural thing that surprised you.
Yes, it's like more surprised than
Mm-hmm.
shock.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Good. Good. Um, all right. Let's see. Who just did that one? I can't remember who just went. It was Audie, I think, right? So, AKA Ken, we're back to you.
Okay. Some tourists are never happy. They like to pick in everything, complain usually about small unimportant things. Pick pick holes, I guess.
Yep. To pick holes in something. Good. Okay, so if someone picks holes, it means they're always complaining, right? They're
Mhm.
sort of creating these little problems that didn't really exist and just making things worse.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Andre, 19.
The Lighthouse Hotel in Sri Lanka is out of this world. Very
Absolutely.
good.
Great. Out of this world. Out of this world is just very good. So, when traveling, Andre, have you ever seen something and thought, wow, this is out of this world?
No, actually, I've never been to rooms like when I enter it, I would no.
Okay. Okay. So you feel like nothing, you've seen impressive things, but nothing that crazy.
Like yes, yes. Like that's usual. It is
Okay.
not surprising.
It doesn't surprise you. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Adi, number 20.
The staff at the hotel I stayed, I went out of there to make sure I have pleasant stay. Out of their heads, or jump?
It's the other one, out of their way.
Okay.
So no worries. Out of their heads is also an expression, but it means crazy, right? And here it means they were very attentive. They did everything possible. So that means to go out of your way to help someone is to do everything possible to make sure that someone gets what he or she needs.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, this next one is a very good one to know. AKA Ken?
Okay, applying for a visa often involves dealing with a lot of red tape, bureaucracy.
Yeah, definitely. And so in the United States, when you are in the hospital system, or when I feel like you might have to deal with some of that, right?
Yeah, in order to get a student visa, I have to do a lot of complicated document and plus interview in American consulate office.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was a lot of red tape to deal with.
Yes.
Yes, I think with visas, it always is. Always. Yes. All right. Andre, number 22.
Don't eat in that restaurant. It looks nice from the outside, but it's a real tourist trap. A
Yep.
place that is in a good location to attract tourists, but it is overpriced and generally provides poor service.
Great. Perfect. A tourist trap. A
Tourist trap.
tourist trap. Good. Okay, we're almost done, everyone. Adi, number 23.
When you are on holiday and want a good meal, it's a good idea to choose a restaurant that's popular with the natives.
Good. The natives, right? And so natives are
The people who live in a place that you are visiting.
perfect. Okay, great. Good. AKA Ken, number 24.
Okay. Last year we won a blank stop tour of Europe. We did 7 capital cities in 7 days, visiting a lot of places in a short period of time. On whistle stop tour.
Yep, good.
Yeah.
Did you know that one?
Oh
Or did
no,
you just guess?
I just guessed.
A good guess. Okay, so a whistle-stop tour, they often talk about this with politics or musicians, or if you travel to a ton of places in just a few days, it's a whistle-stop tour. A whistle-stop tour. Great. Andre, number 25.
$25.
Yes.
My flight from London to Singapore went around we stopped over in Dubai, Karachi, Colombo, and Kuala Lumpur to go to a lot of places before reaching your destination. Went around the houses.
Yep. Good. To go around the houses. And it just means to take a very complicated route that wastes time, essentially. To take a very complicated and intricate and time-wasting route to get somewhere. Great. Adi, number 6.
26.
Yes.
We arrive in Singapore unearthly, very late at night. Unearthly moment.
At an unearthly hour.
Hour. Okay.
An unearthly hour.
Late. Unearthly hour. Very late at night.
Yes.
Early in the morning. Oh, okay. I don't
Good.
read.
So you may also hear an ungodly hour, right? An hour that's just like obscenely late at night. So like 3 in the morning or something, right? I'm going to say we arrived at an ungodly hour or an unearthly hour. All right. Number 27, aka Ken.
Okay. Don't go into that bar. It's a blank joint, a place where men go to try to meet women. Maybe, yeah, charter point.
It's a good idea. It's a pickup joint, though.
Oh,
A
really?
pickup joint. Pickup joint. So it's basically where men. So it's one of those, sleazy bars where men are where people are trying to meet each other, things like that, right? Kind of not a little seedy location. A pickup
Okay.
joint. Okay, good. Andre, 28.
Tonight's the last night of our holiday. Let's go out and paint the town red.
Yep. Paint the town red. And what does it mean?
Go out and have a good time.
Great. Okay, very nice. To go out and have a good time. And the last one, Adi?
Some people recommended the hotel to me, but unfortunately, it's not good as you expected. It feel flat. No?
Okay, so the funny thing is, if the sentence simply said, if the sentence ended here, after the blank, you would be correct, right? The hotel, someone recommended it, but it fell flat. It was a bust. However, there's another expression that means something similar.
Part of my fixation. Okay. It feels small of my expectation or short.
Fell short of my expectations.
Short.
So if something falls short of your expectations, it falls flat, right? It's not as good as you expected. All right. Okay, we did it. Now, are there questions, or are you all ready to practice these?
Let's practice.
Let's practice them. All right. So, I'm going to come back. So you have all of the phrasal verbs and definitions in the chat box, right? So you have them there for reference as we have our conversation. And I want to try to have a somewhat natural conversation about travel, since I know you're all interested in it. And I want you to try to use as many of these idioms as you can. Okay, so really try to use these idioms in what you're saying, even if it sounds a little bit forced, right? So we'll just try to talk about personal experiences where we can try to work in these idioms. So let's see. I know a lot of you have, or at least Adi and Andre have itchy feet, and you like to travel. So when you get to a new city, what do you like to do? What's the first thing you do when you get to a new city?
For me, to travel light is very important because I don't like to bring a lot of stuffs. Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm always eager to run the site.
You're always eager to run the sites right when you get there?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Good. And what types of hotels do you like to stay in? And what types of restaurants do you like to eat in?
I'd like to eat nice but off the beaten track restaurant.
Okay. And did you find any of those when you were in the United States?
Yeah, I unexpectedly ate fried okra. Fried okra.
Fried okra.
Yeah.
That's very good. Were you in the South?
Yeah, I was in the South, so yeah, I ate it. Yeah, that's southern food. Yeah, so I like it. Yeah.
Great. Good. Good.
When I want to eat in a foreign city, I always try to avoid tourist traps
Mm-hmm. And why is that?
because I don't want to spend my money in vain. So I
Uh-huh.
can go to
Good.
local restaurants and pay less and be more satisfied.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Great. Good. And how do you find these places that are more off the beaten track, as AK Ken said? How can you find them? Anyone? Who could you ask?
To find off the beat track.
Uh-huh. Who could you ask to find places like that?
Ah, I sometimes ask to my roommate.
You ask your roommate? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What about in the country? When you're in a new country,
Mhm.
who could you ask to find a place that's off the beaten track?
Nowadays, I think I would ask the internet.
You would ask the internet. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What if you had to use one of the expressions here?
I would ask about off the beaten track on the internet.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? The natives. You could ask the natives, right? Ask the natives or the locals for the best place to avoid a tourist trap, as you guys said.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Good. And so, would you all rather? Do you prefer to travel to places that are, big cities, or places that are more, off the beaten track or in the middle of nowhere?
I prefer to go to a city in the middle of nowhere because in my country sometimes the city the nature is out of this world.
Good. Great. Excellent. The nature is out of this world. Okay. And what kind of things have you seen that were just mind-blowing, out of this world?
There is an island, it's a small island, but those island is has a great underwater sea. Uh, how do I put it in English? I don't know. The nature in the underwater is very
Mm-hmm.
great, so
Okay.
it's good for diving, for
Ah, okay.
snorkeling.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. Very
it's
nice.
very, very amazing.
Good. Good. And the others? What do you prefer? Somewhere that's more in the city or someplace that's more off the beaten track?
If I was in a whistle-stop tour, I would prefer
Very
kind of
good.
go to the kind of major cities only. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had a time, yeah, I would go dig. Dig it more deeply. Or I don't know. Is it that proper English
Uh-huh.
expression? Dig
What's that?
out more. Dig
You
out
would
more.
dig more deeply?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Very good.
yeah, searching for the off the beaten track.
Good. Good. Great. Good. All right. Excellent. And have any of you ever had a very unpleasant experience in a hotel? Like you stayed in a hotel that was really, really bad, really not good. And what did you do?
I remember in Barcelona, I paid a lot for the hotel, but the air conditioner, it turned out that the air conditioner wasn't included and nothing was included, even I wasn't given a bottle of mineral water,
Yeah. Yeah. So,
but the
of
price
course,
was
I'm not
high.
surprised. And was the hotel nice or not really?
Not really, just a room with a fade with the walls where color is fading, and the bathroom wasn't nice. Was like the hotel needed to be renovated.
Okay. All right. Great. Other responses. So if you've ever stayed in a place that was really not that nice.
Yeah, I've stayed a very cheap hotel at one night, but the room are not good actually. Actually, it smelled a strong cigarette smell. Yeah,
It's always
so
unpleasant.
yeah, that was yeah very unpleasant to me, and not only the room not so beautiful, but yeah, smell is was the big problem in that cheap hotel.
And would you describe it as a hen house, or was it not quite that bad?
Yeah, bad actually.
It
It
was
was the
pretty
worst
bad.
room I stayed. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe you could call that one a hen house.
Yes.
All right. Good. And anyone else? I think you all answered that one. All right. And let's see. What was my other question? Yes. Okay. So when you travel places, what's more important? Getting somewhere quickly, or sort of taking, the scenic route? What do you think?
If it is a lot to see, maybe I would prefer Scenic Route. But if it is just nothing interesting, I wouldn't prefer it.
Okay. Others?
Yeah, if I had the time, yeah, I prefer kind of road trip or that kind of trip. But if I don't have much time, I prefer the short trip. And yeah, it's up to my time.
Okay, good. Adi, what about you?
Mm, What's the idiom that they use?
What's that idiom that you use? The idiom that you use is scenic route. Scenic route.
Scenic route. Uh, I try to look at it. Where is scenic route? I forgot because I forgot
The
the meaning
scenic
of
route. What
scenic
is
route.
the scenic route? Can someone explain what the scenic route is?
What is-
Scenic Route, it is when you have to travel far away, but you cannot go there directly. You have to visit maybe a few cities or airports to get there.
It's kind of the more picturesque. You can see all the sights. You're on maybe
Oh,
a
see.
small winding road instead of a big highway, but it usually takes
Yeah,
longer.
yeah, I remember now. A scenic road is favorite too because I love nature.
You
I love
prefer, okay,
nature, so yeah, I prefer to go to the scenic route.
okay.
Mm.
And Adi, would you consider Bali to be off the beaten track or not so much?
No, not so much because you can find anything easily in Bali.
And it's very,
Yeah,
would you say it's a
yeah,
tourist trap?
yeah. That is tourist traps.
There
Bali
are
is a
tourist
tourist
traps.
trap.
You think?
Yeah,
But you want to
yeah.
live there anyway? It doesn't bother
Um,
you?
no, it doesn't bother me because I think um, um, right there I can practice my design for it's a good place to create for creativity because the culture is very strong right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not
Very
very
cool.
further.
Very nice.
Mhm.
Interesting. Okay, so are there any last minute questions? We're running out of time here. All right, so I know we did a lot of idioms today. I will post that the exercise we did today. I'll post it on the class description. I'll try to do that this evening. If there are no other questions, I just want to thank you all for your participation. I hope you all enjoyed the class. I hope you learned something and you start to use these idioms in your new adventures. I have another class coming up in the next hour. It's taboo. So hopefully I'll see you all there, and if not, have a wonderful weekend. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
See you soon.